And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin.
What kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%? What do you think the ideal portfolio is supposed to look like today?
I can't stay quiet about what's happening in crypto any longer. It's clear to me that so many experts were wrong about this. Altcoin season is about to happen, and yet so many people have no clue. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to show you. I'll explain everything. Smash the like button. Subscribe to Altcoin Daily. You need to see what's going on. First of all, Bitcoin addresses that buy and never sell. So addresses that we can see have a history of buying and never selling, and new ones are added all the time if they hit certain holding metrics. This just hit new record levels. Take a look at this. This metric is so bullish, yet most people don't know about it. This metric is so bullish, yet almost nobody knows, except our audience, that Ethereum is leaving exchanges at the fastest pace ever. Reserves just plunged to only 17.2 million ETH on exchanges. For context, in 2023, they had 25 million ETH. That's 30% sucked up in under 2 years. The sell side inventory for Ethereum is evaporating. This is so bullish. And why this is happening is certainly no surprise to us. We see what's going on. The SEC chair Paul Atkins admits that crypto's time has come. This is the same SEC chair who's spearheading Project Crypto to promote crypto in the US, the same SEC chair who says most cryptos don't fall under our regulatory purview, the same SEC chair who's recommending one company, many companies, any company. We're all invited to create super apps where users can trade, lend, and stake and custody digital assets all under a single regulatory license. The financial rails in America and around the world are changing in such a big way. Crypto's time really has come.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we must admit that crypto's time has come. For too long, the SEC has weaponized its investigatory subpoena and enforcement authorities to subvert the crypto industry. That approach was not only ineffective, but injurious. It drove jobs, innovation, and capital overseas. American entrepreneurs bore the brunt and have been forced to spend fortunes on building a legal defense instead of a business.
Look at this chart. This is the chart that most people haven't seen. This is crypto's total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and excluding Ethereum, and it is screaming alt season is coming. Like, take a look at this. This chart is about to pop. Altcoin season is right around the corner, right as we're about to see rates slashed to zero. I'm betting an effing fortune that we see some crazy gains in the next 1 to 2 quarters. This cycle is so different from every other crypto cycle. Most people will tell you this cycle is no different. This cycle is the same as every other cycle. I'm here to tell you this cycle is very different, and I can prove it to you. I can show you that Binance, the largest crypto exchange on the planet, an exchange that was once thought, oh, maybe it would go insolvent. Oh, maybe Binance isn't all on the up and up. Well, things are very different now. Binance is very different from the beginning, and it is integrating with a US legacy giant, Franklin Templeton. They're partnering to develop digital asset initiatives. Again, this would never happen any other cycle. Chainlink, one of the most popular altcoin projects, is hosting US senators to discuss digital asset regulation and policy. This would never happen any other cycle. Dogecoin ETF is happening soon, and everybody seems to be okay with it. Dogecoin treasury companies are happening as CleanCore acquires 285 million Doge, worth $68 million, initiating its Dogecoin treasury strategy. The company aims to accumulate 1 billion Doge in 30 days as part of a long-term strategy to secure 5% of the supply. Hedera ETF happening soon. Litecoin ETF happening soon. Look at all the altcoin ETFs happening soon. Here's the entire list, and I'm sure more will be added. The next big crypto catalyst will be the Market Structure Bill, the Clarity Act. This will probably go through in October or November, early Q4. Fed rate cuts will probably start in September, but certainly in Q4, if not quite a few for the rest of the year. So all of this is happening at a point in time where altcoins are about to send. I mean, you can't help but stare at this chart. It's one of the most beautiful things my eyes have ever seen, and my eyes have seen a lot. Guys, this is prime time, in my opinion, to be a buyer, to be a trader in the crypto industry. I have my trading portfolio. I know a lot of you have trading portfolios. You can earn more money trading crypto, especially with this unprecedented $100,000 in newbie benefits. Again, this won't be around forever, so I just want to let you know, sign up now and be a part of this, or else it's going away. Something not going away is BlackRock recommending Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto. In this case, it's the BlackRock CEO including Bitcoin in its ideal 2025 portfolio. Again, never has BlackRock done this besides this cycle. This is why Bitcoin's so high now. This and everything we've shared with you on today's video is why Bitcoin's price is going to be at $200,000 someday. The BlackRock CIO says, I just think it's going to go up. Now, what's interesting is because the host senses that the CIO is bullish, he goes, well, what would you say? You know, I hear a lot of people talking 5% Bitcoin, and he kind of taps the brakes on the 5% number, says, I don't know about that much, but I don't know. I think he'd probably tell his own clients, yeah, maybe 5%.
And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin.
What kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%? What do you think the ideal portfolio is supposed to look like today? We're surrounded by investors. We're surrounded quite literally by financial advisors who are thinking about that. Retail investors who are watching. I mean, what does it look like today?
Very different than the past. So maybe I'll start with the equity market. I mean, the first thing I would say, we're going through the most extraordinary technology dynamic I've ever seen before. I would stay long equities. By the way, you can buy vol, you can buy volatility very cheaply to manage your exposure. I'd stay long equities oriented to where growth in technology is. In fixed income, income is amazing. You're still clipping 6%. Would I stay 5 years in on the curve? I'd still clip that coupon. We're extending a little bit out. And then quite frankly, I mean, there's some interesting things to do in privates, bespoke markets. And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin, things that give you a little bit of ballast in the portfolio against potential for currency depreciation.
When you talk about Bitcoin should be part of the portfolio, what kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%, which generally seems to be what people are talking about, more or less?
It seems high to me. So I run our global allocation fund. You know, we're running long equities. You know, we're heavy income. You know, we're running, you know, in the 3 to 5% region on gold. Gold strikes me today as a better currency hedge. Bitcoin tends to trade with vol, tends to trade with the NASDAQ. So we're running considerably lower than that in crypto. I just think it's going to go up, and I think it's a good expression. But 5 seems high to me, but it depends where you are in your life and how much risk you want to take.
In other news, the ex-Celcius CEO is set to start its 12-year prison sentence this week. Alex Mashinsky pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts in December, admitting in court to making false statements about the platform's Earn program. Do you think 12-year prison sentence is enough for this guy? Guys, understand this cycle is not going to play out like every other cycle. The 4-year cycle is dead. Tom Lee explained.
If someone wanted to understand the use case for Bitcoin, and there's many, but they're not too, they don't have a lot of conviction around something, to me, I can say easily it should supplant gold. And so I think Bitcoin should be, you know, over $1 million over time. And then I kind of prescribing to the view that there's probably a chance that maybe the 4-year cycle is ending for Bitcoin because of the way institutional adoption of that thesis is taking place. And so you have institutional and essentially permanent holders of Bitcoin coming in. So it should be good. I mean, so I think Bitcoin should really build upon this 120 before the end of the year. So, you know, 200,000 maybe, 250.
Yeah, so altcoin season is close, and that's something that most people won't admit. We will. Understand not every altcoin's going to pump. Look for altcoins getting adoption like we're seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Altcoins that, you know, fit the narrative of what's popular, good tokenomics, good backers, and I bet altcoins send in Q4. Not financial advice, of course, just what I'm doing. That's why you subscribe. My name is Aaron at Altcoin Daily. The goal is 2 million subscribers this year. You can make that happen. Hit the subscribe button, join our team, watch every day. I'll see you tomorrow.